Hey everyone, Zaraz here from Not Casuals. Today bringing you another episode of the Genshin Weekly where I cover all of Genshin Impact's news for the past week. Now for today's episode we have a lot of juicy content. Now we have confirmation that Hu Tao is coming very shortly, most likely after the Keqing banner, as well as a lot of leaks about Rosaria, one of the most awaited characters from simps all over the world. And on top of that, we also have a lot of leaks from patch 1.4, so the events, new 5-star craftable weapons, and a lot more. So in today's video, I'm going to cover all of these topics in details. Now, if you are interested in seeing some of the images or getting more information on those leaks, as I am not allowed to show a lot of these images on screen, as always, links will be in the description for what I can link, and everything else will be in our Discord server as usual in the leaks channel. You can find dozens of images from patch 1.4 there. The link for joining our Discord is in the description. We also run tons of giveaways and share a lot of helpful tips. We have dozens of character guides as well as many other videos and over 5,000 members. So make sure to join up and participate in the community. We'd love to have you there. So as I said, one of the first things I'll talk about is Hu Tao. Now I made a separate video that I will link in the description for Hu Tao being confirmed basically for patch 1.3. Now she should be the last 2 weeks of this patch. There's a lot of things that have given us this information. Now not only has her nameplate been released in game where it shows that if you achieve level 10 friendship you will unlock this. Also, there's a story quest that was announced by MiHoYo themselves on the Google store, which is Hu Tao's story quest, and they said it is coming in patch 1.3, which kind of tells us that she also is. Now her food, her special food, has also been added to the game with the patch. And lastly, the Staff of Homa, which is her weapon both by lore and by the statistic that it has, is also going to be during the last 3 weeks of 1.3, which is basically 2 of the weeks where Hu Tao will be on. So at this point, I'd say it's pretty much 95% sure that Hu Tao is going to be a character coming in the patch. If you need more information, make sure to check out the other video. There's been a lot of little details as well that people have picked up on the Hu Tao main subreddit, so I will link it down as well if you are interested. It's basically confirmed, and we are very excited to be rolling on Hu Tao in a few weeks only. Now, one thing I also want to touch on here, there's been a banner about Hu Tao that has been leaked around and posted in some videos by other creators. Now, that banner is confirmed completely fake. It had Qinshu, Razor, and Chongyun on the banner. And while these 3 characters are some of the most likely characters to be coming with that banner, the image that you have seen, if you have seen it, is completely fake. And there is most likely not going to be a leak of that banner ever because they do not pre-release the banners in the beta ever. They do not do that, so it's very, very unlikely that we will see any kind of leaks for these kind of banners. Though these characters, as I said, especially Qinshu, is one of the most likely characters that we'll be seeing on the Hu Tao banner. So if you are looking for these characters, there's a very high chance that they will be coming with her nonetheless. Now, I will be making a video on how to prepare for Hu Tao, which kind of artifacts to get and all that stuff, because she will have a very special build, very different from other characters, which will involve a lot of HP. And of course, the weapon that you're going to get is going to change how you're going to build her. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned if you're interested in that type of content, as well as a full character guide coming out on Hu Tao as soon as she is out. Now, talking about exciting characters to simp over, we also have a lot of information about Rosaria, who has been completely leaked from the beta. Now again, we cannot share all of the images on here, but if you go on Honey Hunter World with the Genshin section, you can find a lot of information from Rosaria there. We do not know for sure what she will be in terms of 4 or 5 star. Now in the data mine, she is a 4 star, but when you look at the value of her attacks and abilities, they are insanely high, much higher than per se Zhongli or Xiangling have in terms of a polearm attack user, which kind of tells us that she actually might be a 5 star. Now the story behind Rosaria is that she most likely was going to be released in patch 1.2 as a 4 star, but seeing how many people would throw money at their screen in terms of wanting that character, the decision has been made to make her possibly a 5 star for a later banner, which is kind of why she was delayed, and she is now most likely going to be coming in 1.4. And it is most possible that she will be transformed into a 5 star. So that is something we'll have to wait. This is complete speculation, but I personally think that MiHoYo loves money more than anything and will definitely make Rosaria a 5 star in order to cash in on our wallets. Now we will make another overview video of Rosaria to go more in depth about what she is going to be like. But it seems to me that she is going to be a physical DPS carry or a cryo support, as her kit is very versatile. She will have a lot of really high damage and a lot of really good stats for her to do damage, but she also has an ult that drops a spear on the ground that pulsates with cryo damage every second, similar to like Zhongli, but the fact that she pulsates cryo when she's off of the field will probably make her one of the best cryo supports to enable a lot of double cryo comp and a lot of superconduct, freeze comps, or even melt comps with some of the high DPS power characters that we have in game. So I'm very excited to see more in detail what she will be like, but I think she will be a very powerful character, and if she's a 5-star, she's definitely going to be one of the best cryo character in the game when she comes out, as is pretty much every new character that comes out becoming one of the best characters, because that's kind of how the game works. Now next, we'll talk about 1.4. Again, there's been insane amount of leaks about this, and I don't believe all of them. But one thing that seems likely, first of all, is that Venti might have a rerun banner, as a lot of the events seems to be focused around Venti himself, and there is events that will be most likely going to introduce some more elements to the storyline. Maybe there's going to be more story about Venti, but I am almost positive that we will see Venti rerun as the first rerun banner of a long time, as they seem to be slowing down on new characters and reintroducing old characters, as there's a lot of new players who never got to roll on the Venti banner in the first place. Now, 1.4 will most likely have no new content similar to 1.3. Other than events, there doesn't seem to be anything else that's new, so this is going to be quite a long time before we see new interesting stuff to do. But in the 1.4, there is going to be a festival about Mondstadt, which is going to be kind of like a wind festival about balloons and flying and all that stuff. So there's going to be some new events where you have to shoot balloons for some rewards, events where you have to fly and grab things in midair, which you've seen many times before already, and cliff diving event, which I don't really know what that means, but jumping off of cliffs sounds fun, so let's try it out. And lastly, there seems to be a new domain that will be kind of like a mini game domain, where it will become like Fall Guys, if you guys have played that game, where you just run around, jump around obstacles and try to make to the finish line, and this will give you some kind of buffs to beat a Pyrogisvine boss at the end. So, you know, it's going to be fun events again. And of course, this is very early. We do not know for sure anything, but this is so far what we have in terms of information. And there's plenty of screenshots to prove all of this being in the beta right now. So again, go check out the Discord if you're interested in seeing these screenshots directly. Now, one of the last things about 1.4 that was also showcased is the new features. So apparently condensed resin will increase to 5 instead of 3 in your inventory at a time, so you can carry 5 condensed resin on yourself, which is a very helpful thing for people who basically want to save up one day and don't have time to play, or just to basically make it easier and less annoying to be crafting them over and over when you're trying to farm. Also, apparently you'll be able to reduce the world level for a period of time, and you can always go back to it, but there's gonna be like a 24-hour cooldown or something like that. So it seems like if you want to make your game easier, you can do so, which will be an easy option for some people who basically have spread themselves too thin across many characters and have a hard time when they get to a higher world level. Now, one of exciting thing is we have seen there's 2 new 5-star weapons, probably more, that will be coming in 1.4, but the special thing about them is that they seem to be craftable weapons. Now, we can see the craftable material for the bow, and we can also see the sword, which is a one-hand sword. So these are going to be very exciting. If you can craft a 5-star weapon, this might be game-changing, though I don't know where we're going to get the materials and how it's going to work, but that's going to be something to keep our eyes on. Now, from the data mines that we have, these new weapons seem to focus on elemental mastery as their main stat. Now, this is exciting because we've not seen many elemental mastery builds in this game so far, because none of the 5-star weapon really have that as a stat, though it is a very valuable build if you like to do very high amount of damage for big 1 million damage combos with Mona and stuff. But it is something that will be having to look forward to, because it's going to introduce a new kind of gameplay style in the game, which is very, very valuable. Lastly, there's also going to be obviously like new gadgets and smaller events that will introduce new stuff in the game. Apparently, there's going to be stuff that can be fed into artifacts that will not be other artifacts or some other way of leveling your artifacts. So that will be something interesting as well. We don't really know for sure, because this is all very speculative at this point, and there isn't much information or pictures of these leaks, but this is what we have found. Now, there's also another event, apparently like the Cube event, but it will be about Oceanid instead. So this will be very interesting to see, as Oceanid is probably one of the most annoying boss to fight, especially if you don't have characters that can deal with it easily. So another event to make people rage, but I like the challenge of these harder events, so let's hope that it's similar to the Cube event, maybe with some fixes to the bad parts of that event. So guys, that's about it for the video today. Of course, there's a lot of information here and not all of it is confirmed. All of this is speculative and it could change at any time because it's in the beta for a reason. They are working on it. They're going to fix things, change things. But seeing Rosaria and all the new stuff coming from 1.4 is quite exciting, though it is a bit of a letdown to know that there is so far nothing new coming in 1.4. It's kind of 1.3 where we're just going to have events and nothing else. So not really much content added to the game, which makes us a little bit sad because we want to play the game, but there is really nothing to do in the game anymore. So what is your thoughts on this all, guys? What are you expecting? What are you looking forward for 1.4? Let us know down in the comments below, as well as, again, make sure to join the Discord if you want to have access to the leak, images, as well as all our giveaways, and plenty of fun content, helpful tips, and so on. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe if you like this kind of content. I do one of these videos every single week, and we have character guides coming out for literally every character in the game that we haven't done so far. And we always have updates when there's new information, new leaks, new datamined about all the new characters. So if you want to have this information firsthand when it comes out, make sure to follow us. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on next week's video.